I'm just saying that the drama from the recent Wet n Wild controversy, quite frankly, more interesting to me than Game of Thrones. Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I'm going to do a video on what to do when a brand betrays you, because quite frankly it's not really an if at this point, but a when. If you're watching this video, chances are you've been betrayed by a beauty brand at some point. This is not hard to believe since corporations kind of have a track record for being a bit garbage when it comes to, you know, ethical practices or like inclusivity or transparency or, you know, any like good thing, because, you know, in America we treat corporations as people, but we can't treat people as people. I am doing this video in light of the Wet n Wild situation, which, if you don't know, Wet n Wild has been like sneakily selling in China and not being cruelty-free, and that's like really sketchy. I'm not gonna buy from Wet n Wild anymore. Even if I wasn't cruelty-free, I would still have a huge problem with the fact that they lied. So that was really, really disappointing to me. Especially since Wet n Wild is a really affordable, cruelty-free brand, and I really like a lot of their products. I've experienced this kind of disappointment before with like Kat Von D in discovering that she's not going to vaccinate her kids and is marrying a neo-Nazi. Or like when Tarte was really garbage about their shade range and things like that. So this is not an uncommon thing to happen, and as someone who has experience with not wanting to buy from a brand anymore, I wanted to do a video kind of on, well, here's what we can do instead when you like have a whole bunch of stuff from a brand that you really like and you don't want to get rid of it or you don't quite know what to do with it. So I also did want to say, as someone who does makeup for YouTube, I generally only try to keep products in my collection that I am willing to show on camera. Again, given this constant state of like drama and stuff that's going on, that's really hard to keep up with. So that's why this list is like happening. So number one, don't throw away all your products. I understand the urge to throw away all of your products from a brand that you don't like anymore, since if they've changed in such a way that you don't want to support them, you're probably pretty pissed off, especially if like they were a previous favorite of yours. But this practice is really, really wasteful, and with the state of our planet in the way it is, we really shouldn't waste more than we absolutely have to. And there are also a lot of alternatives, plus you've already spent the money on the products. There's like not really a way to go back and like do it over unless you decide to return something that you've like recently purchased from them. That's basically the only way that you can kind of do it. And also, like, in this case with Wet n Wild, if you're boycotting a brand because they're no longer cruelty-free, you probably care like a lot about the welfare of animals, and wasting products by throwing them away is doing a lot of harm towards animals, so like maybe we should not do that. So like, don't throw it away, don't destroy your stuff. I feel like this shouldn't need to be said, but here we are. So one of the biggest things that I often do when I no longer want to support a brand but I still have a bunch of stuff from them is I look into what I would be willing to put into a project pan. I did a video series with my friend Susan of Ready Jet Glow last summer called our problematic project pan of stuff we have from brands that we no longer want to support, that we still enjoy, and it would be wasteful to like throw away, probably couldn't like give it away to a friend. So we tried to like spend the summer using up as much as we can. My Pan That palette this year is the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. And that's because I really like the palette. I get a lot of use out of it. It wouldn't be worth me like giving it away to someone else because it's so like really used that I don't think anyone else would want it, but I also don't want to throw it away, so I'm trying to use it up as much as I possibly can. I think project panning is really good for those sorts of products that you have really enjoyed and you don't want to get rid of, you just want to be able to use it up. So right now my favorite highlight is Wet n Wild Blossom Glow, and I already have a gigantic dent in the highlight, so I am going to try and continue to finish it up, maybe by the end of the year, maybe by the end of next year, and then I'm not going to buy it again, obviously. But it's something that to me, it would be worth it for me to put it into a project pan. Another thing that you can do is give stuff away to friends and family. When NARS was no longer cruelty-free, I did have like a little mini of the NARS Orgasm blush that I had used maybe once. So I gave it to one of my friends because I'm like, meh, it's not my thing anyway. You might enjoy this and get some more use out of it than I would. And also, like, my mom and I do this a lot. We kind of have like a constant trade-off of, oh, I didn't really care for this product, or the brand is no longer okay with me. Would you like to wear it? Because she and I basically have the opposite makeup style, so we can kind of get away with giving each other stuff, because chances are if I don't like it, my mom's gonna like it, and if my mom doesn't really like it, I'm gonna like it. So we kind of have like a nice little trade-off. If you know that it's like not super duper used and someone you love could get a good use out of it, I recommend doing that. You can also donate or sell gently used makeup if that's something that you're comfortable with. Glambot, I believe that you can sell like more high-end products too. I also use like a D-stash group on Facebook with a few of my friends that we used to kind of like, this palette is just like not something that I really want to use anymore. Would someone else like it for a really deep discount? Things like that with like selling makeup. Also, things like Project Beauty Share, I believe, and like women's shelters will take a lot of gently used makeup, which is another way to kind of get things out of your collection if you don't really want to have it there anymore. So donating and selling your makeup can also be a really nice alternative. I also think a big thing that is really helpful is finding dupes and alternatives to your favorite products. So basically up until last summer, the Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper was my go-to liquid liner. And then I discovered the NYX Epic ink liner, which is what I am wearing today on my eyes. And that has been really helpful in like replacing it. Plus it's like also cheaper. So it helps to know that there are products that are really similar to your current favorites from brands that you don't want to support. So that way you don't feel as tempted to like buy from them. In the case of the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow Highlighter, aka the product that I'm probably gonna miss the most, I do happen to have a couple other dupes for that in my collection. I have the Model's Own Sculpt and Glow Highlighter in, I think, Golden Sands, and one of the Makeup Revolution Baked highlighters. All of those are very similar. I'm wearing the Makeup Revolution one today. It's really good for me that I just happen to like buy the same shade of highlighter over and over. But honestly, knowing that I do have a lot of similar shades and similar products is really helpful in letting me kind of let this one go, and I have an easier time with that. And the last thing that I want to say on the subject is that it really is okay if you don't know what to do with a product in your collection from a brand that you don't want to support anymore. Right now, the one product that I'm not sure that I know what I want to do with yet is their like hummingbird highlighter thing that I actually mentioned in my previous favorites video, just because like it is really such a pretty product, and I love even just like the packaging and like the hummingbird indent that it has on there. In my heart, I'm kind of like, I would really like to keep this around even if I don't use it, just for like the pretty factor, even though that is something that objectively I'm like, no, Alex, you should not keep things around just because it's pretty. If you're not going to use it, if you're not going to be able to use it on camera or anything like that, that is going to be a waste of your product and things like that. So that's something that I'm normally really opposed to doing, and I still really am. So that is the current conflict I have inside of myself, because that is one that I can't stand to let go because it's too pretty. I just wanted to tell y'all that because like even in making this video and showing y'all things to do when like a brand betrays you and you don't want to buy from them anymore, I still don't always know what to do with everything that I have, and it is a process. And that is perfectly fine. We are all human beings and we're not all perfect, so we can't always know what to do all the time. So I wanted to show that a little bit at the end of this video. So let me know down below if there's anything that I missed that you would recommend doing when a brand betrays you, so that you don't like waste makeup or anything like that. If you have any thoughts or if you've gone through this, just let me know. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I'll see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye.